Mindscreed.
Yo.
You alright? Oh yeah, I was just waiting there. You know when you have that sort of like awkward silence at the beginning when you pick up a phone or you call someone?
I can hardly hear you, by the way.
I was just waiting there. Oh, I'm gonna have to... Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Alright.
What's up, Dad?
I'm good, man. How you been?
Oh, you said like you were waiting for his silence.
Oh no, I was just making it awkward. I was being silent.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just like that, anyway, I guess.
Oh shit.
Okay. How was that? Did you do your thing? Your uni lecture? In front of the class?
Yeah, my presentation.
Yeah.
It was actually, it went better than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the team smashed the presentation. We're out there teaching them, giving them jobs as well. Because we have like, so our topic was the virtual self and how we can apply it to like social media. No, like virtual self, and then some ideas of this social psychologists. We're gonna see how we can apply those ideas to the virtual self. So obviously we'll be talking about social media and stuff there. But our audience is a bit like, it's like 20% young people below 25, and then the rest are just like older students, because it's like a master's class in it.
Yeah.
So if we go, so who's got Snapchat, or whoever uses Snapchat? All you see is just all the young people lift their hands up, and then the older students just looking confused. No, Snapchat? But yeah, you can tell the age differences during that presentation.
It's a really like vast subject, isn't it? It's a big subject, so what's like, how they're sort of trying to generalize that?
Well, we're trying to generalize this guy's ideas to the virtual self, which, so let me start. So this guy called Erving Golfman, some Canadian sociologist. He was an interactionist, and these people, they think that humans place meaning on everything in order to understand them.
When you say they place meaning on everything, what do you mean by that?
Like for example, cultures create symbols to stand for things within that culture. So like their beliefs, their thoughts, and their ideas. So this can be like, say for example, because they're just symbols, isn't it? Like symbols, they can express a lot of things. Like so, the meaning like. Say, for example, like in certain cultures here, we have symbols that if you're part of that culture, you're gonna know. If someone, say, for example, gives you a thumbs up, what does that mean to you?
Obviously, it means something good, doesn't it? But there are other countries. If you put your thumb up to them, it's rude. It's like putting up your middle finger.
Yeah.
It's mad.
It's like up yours. That's what it means.
Yeah.
This is like in parts of Italy or Afghanistan as well.
Imagine that though, you don't even know that, going there as a tourist, you're just trying to be a nice good guy, putting up your thumb and that, and you're just like, some funny shit. It reminds me of that Mr. Bean movie when he's standing outside the car just like giving a finger off to everyone, smiling and that.
Yeah. He's walking down the street all nonchalant and stuff. But yeah, and so basically so he's saying that, so Erving Golfman, this guy, he's saying that we interact, he tries to explain how we interact here through these symbols. So, like that the thumbs up symbol here, that's also something that we know how to react to. So we know a behavior that goes along with that symbol as well.
Yeah.
Because we know what it means.
Yeah, the symbols are worth like thousands of words, aren't they? They're stories within themselves.
Yeah.
It's collective, isn't it? It's quite fascinating that, like, when you know these sorts of things, you know, and then you know, and it's almost as if like it's a gang or something. You know, when like gangs.
The what?
You know, a gang, the street gang.
Yeah.
They're no secret. Yeah. They're no secret signs, aren't they? Just like Freemasons and on and on and on and on. Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe that's where they originated from. I wonder where it originated from.
What, gang signs?
No, just like signs and like the symbols in general.
Okay, I think we were speaking through symbols before we started vocalizing. Yeah. That's what I remember reading.
Do you think it was beyond like the Egyptian times? Cavemen drawing on the walls.
Yeah. Could have been.
And now we
I have to do my research.
And now we have emojis.
Now we have emojis. And it's the same thing. We're using symbols to represent something meaningful. And it can be anything as well. It can be not just like physical objects, but also like hand gestures and virtual objects like emojis. So this is like I was saying before, like it's like I don't want to give a lecture again. I've already been through this, but it's called the symbolic interaction perspective. So the way we use the symbols, how we assign the meanings to them, how we interpret them, and it's like through these interactions that we like honestly, not obviously, but it's through these interactions that we find ourselves. Remember before we were on about negotiating our identity with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that because like our ability to think as humans is like it's mediated by these interactions. So it's like through these interactions that we learn these symbols, what they mean.
Yeah, and it creates connection also, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But like, even if you are a part of the older generation, that doesn't mean that you're not like a part of that. Like, you don't.
What do you mean?
Because like the majority of the older generation don't know nothing about that, and it's almost as if like the automatic mind, that part of the brain which you spoke of from that book you said about last podcast, 2 podcasts ago, the mindset book.
Yeah.
It's almost as if like the older generations have been beat down so much that all they have now is that like I'm too old to learn these days and this and that and you know blah blah.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, also some people are just like, because you get these people who don't want to be online. Yeah. They just want to be like, oh yeah, I'm not old-fashioned, but I want to be out here talking to people face to face, and not like being in a virtual world that doesn't exist or something. But that's only because most of those people, not everyone, usually have had bad experiences. Say they break up with their partner and then they just go off social media completely. And because after that they've been focusing on themselves and improving themselves and their lives, instead of paying attention to what's on social media, they conclude that it's because of social media that I was feeling that way. Yeah. Which it was in a sense.
It is in a way, yeah. And then after they turn off the internet, they find the internet inside themselves.
The internet?
They find that internet inside. That's the shit. That's my opinion though, but for me, that's where the real like internet is. That's where the one of the best internet, better than any internet.
Yeah, so you can ask you any questions.
Yeah, of course, but like because we're told in society everything needs to be fast these days, and
it does need to be fast.
They expect it fast from themselves.
Yeah.
So they ask a question, it doesn't get answered yet, and it's a lot harder to think. So they probably think for like a minute, flirt with the idea, and then go, oh, a butterfly. But it ain't even a butterfly. It's a freaking ad on the laptop or phone or something.
True.
And then,
I'm saying you can't watch movies on the internet.
you can't.
On the internet, on the other hand.
Wait, which internet are we on about? Are we on about the inner internet or the outer internet?
Yeah, I was trying to mock your inner internet.
You're trying to mug it off, mate.
I'm just saying, like, how am I gonna Snapchat on the internet?
Okay. First of all, I don't know about you, but you can watch movies on the inner internet. I can. It's called hypnagogic hallucination if you practice it.
Have you been doing it then?
No, I haven't. But it's not even that. It's called an imagination. But people don't think or use their imagination. No, they do. They do.
Most people don't really have an imagination.
I feel like we all do, but like forces outside of ourselves isn't necessarily like wanting us to use it, because we become powerful individuals once we know how to harness that imagination and use it for greater things.
But do you think everyone's creative?
Yeah.
I disagree.
100%.
Not everyone's creative. I mean, everyone has the potential to be creative.
So doesn't that...
Some people are just not creative.
Doesn't that go against your statement?
Not really. Like, we all have the potential to run fast, but not everyone can run fast. You know what I mean? Like, a fat person has potential to run fast, as in if they lose weight, they can run fast.
Yeah, of course.
You know
But
what I mean?
if a man doesn't have legs, he can't run fast, can he? But he can run fast inside of his mind. Yeah, you know.
You think you're gonna lose weight? You're gonna be like, oh yeah,
bro.
I'm on a diet in my imagination.
Oh, you know, I reckon you could.
Like, I can imagine the calories dropping.
I reckon it actually could. For enough people stress so much and sweat from all the stress that they get, they're probably actually losing weight from the amount of like crap they're thinking of.
That actually happens, you know. One of my friends, she's like always, at least she used to be stressing herself a lot.
There you go.
She'd lose weight just from like.
There you go. So she don't even have to move her physical body, and she can lose weight.
Yeah.
Anyone, like people, if you can control the mind like that, you can do anything. It doesn't matter what anyone says. They could be holding down your physical body, but you could be standing up inside your mind still.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thing. A very, 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 very powerful thing, the mind. But we're not taught how to use it. So that's why I feel like there's a lot of suffering going on.
Because we're not taught how to use our minds.
Yeah, it uses us rather than us using it.
Well, we always think that we're in control of our thoughts, but we're not really in control of our thoughts.
Yeah,
we're not really the people we think we are.
What you say?
This guy, what's his name? The guy I was talking about before, Erving Golfman. He thinks that we're all playing roles in life.
Oi, I was going to talk about that.
Yeah.
About the playground. The playground of life. So, let's pretend there's like a system, or this system is a child. Because we're all still grown-up childs. All of us are. You can speak a lot to the children within man and woman and animals. So there's this one child who's like who's the bully. We all had like that bully in school. This child system creature person is the one who gets bullied at home. So then he goes into the playground and then he's like, yo, this is my playground, fam. You, come over here. You're a white man. You're a black man. You're a minimalist. You're this class. You're that class. And the ones who are more suggestible will say, oh, okay, I'm sorry, sir. I'll play that role. We're offered roles, we're suggested these roles, but it's up to us to take them or not. But with the majority of us, they take the role and then they say, I'm a robot. This is my role. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trained to think for myself. I'm trained to be a role, a character. So I play that character, and then I moan throughout my whole life, saying that this is wrong and blah blah blah. But I carry on playing the role.
And it's not even just like, it can be any role as well. Like, it's a lot of roles.
Yeah.
And these roles as well, like, you switch between roles.
Yeah, of course.
Depending on like who you're talking to, and also the situation you find yourself in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how can you tell me? Sorry, go on.
If you say you go into take your GP in it.
Yeah.
My supervisor used this example, innit? Right. So you go to the GP. You're gonna take the role of the patient, and he is playing the role of the GP.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's just kids playing again. It's a big theatre. This whole life is.
That's exactly it. He what's this? He called it the dramaturgical approach. So he viewed life as like a big, the world as a big stage.
Just like Shakespeare.
You know that Shakespeare play called As You Like It?
No, I don't know it.
I mean, I said that like I know it, but I only find out about it right now. Well, a few days ago. So he goes, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
Yes.
Meaning like you're not just this one independent island, it's a collection.
Yeah. So going back to when you said you don't believe every man is creative. Now, what do you think about that? If every man ain't creative, every man and woman ain't creative, how can they play roles so creatively to convince themselves that they are them roles themselves? It's like being in a...
Because they agree to play those roles.
So they must be creative.
How? What does that have to do with creativity?
Because they still need the imagination, even though it's trying to get drained out of us. They need that imagination to play all of these masks and personas out in the pursuit of this theatre and play of life. It's like wide awake in a dream. It's like a big lucid dream. If you don't know what a lucid dream is, it's when like stuff's happening in the dream, but in a way you can kind of control how you react to it. This is what this sort of is. It's like a massive lucid dream, but you can choose to pick what you want to do in it and how you react to certain things.
Yeah, I guess you can pick what role you want to play, depending like if it benefits you, and also if it benefits other people around you as well.
Yeah, but that's so subjective, isn't it? Because Hitler thought it was benefiting him and other people around him.
Yeah, when you're dealing with like humans, it's always gonna be subjective. There's no way you can reach objectivity like this.
Yeah.
Like this guy, for example, like his risk is a sociologist.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing objective about what they study. I think he was I think it was Jordan Peterson who said this or mentioned this, but like scientific methods remove value from their descriptions.
Oh.
Yeah, so like they become value free. So you can't really, we don't act on like value free objective things. Like we attach value to them. Yeah? It's the same with the symbols. The symbols mean something because we've placed some sort of value on them.
Where does it start though? Who's the man who's saying, okay, this symbol is what this means? Who's the guy who starts off the Chinese whisper?
There's not one person who started it. Like, it's...
So simultaneously?
Yeah, we all chose to agree. So let's say on the micro level, yeah, or on the micro sociological level, right now we agree to the situation that we are having a conversation and it's about creativity and an agreement or why or the origin of this symbolic and meaning being attached to them. So if I start going on about, oh yeah, and then she just fucking broke my heart, you know, she started going on, bro. You see, we didn't agree to that situation. This is not a consoling situation.
That
It's a
reminds
discussion.
me. That reminds me about how people don't listen these days. They don't listen with two ears. It's hard to. It's hard to actually talk to someone who actually talks back.
Yeah.
To find someone.
Yeah, some people as well just want someone to listen.
Yeah, sometimes,
I
yeah.
don't even say anything, just listen. But yeah, I think that's the origin of it. I wouldn't say it was like it's packed in some one person's brain, and then
Yeah.
actually you could make an argument for that because
Of course.
you can make an argument for that because honestly, like think about the brands that we create. I don't know about the origin, but as in the origin back in the day, I think that's what you were going at, weren't you?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, say, contemporary ideas right now, like modern ideas. So, for example, the Facebook symbol, right? We all agree that that's a Facebook symbol because that's what Mark Zuckerberg designed as the Facebook symbol.
Yeah, fuck Mark.
Well, don't insult the Mark.
Yeah, come on. What was you saying?
Yeah, so, like when you're saying that is the one person who comes up with the meaning of a symbol.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because, like...
Yeah, I think in cases like that, where, like, the Facebook example I just gave, that's the only cases I can think about. I can't think about, say, for example, or unless, do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, is that... I'll say, like, are these one individuals the one who educate themselves in the grounds of looking within and finding that inner internet? Because from that inner internet, the individual's own inner internet comes out. The internet comes out the football, comes out the symbols, comes out the podcast, comes out the picture, comes out the art, etc.
So this inner internet is like, is it like
it's ungraspable. If that's a word, if it's not a word, I've just made it right now. Ungraspable. Okay, say.
Ideas emerge from it then.
Jeez, what a question! How do ideas come from the consciousness? You're asking me to answer that.
No, so the inner internet. I just did it. It took me a while to clock. I just clocked like you meant the unconscious or the conscious. But is that what you meant by the inner internet?
Well, that's what we can try put names and labels on, but it's something that can't be grasped. It's unconsumable. But to me, some of the people use that knowledge and wisdom of the inner internet for bad, to enslave man on the outside, to try make them consume fully, only consume, never create for themselves. And like, why would you want to do that? If you found that gold within you, which is within all of man, surely you'd want more men and women and to find that within themselves. Why would you want to enslave them and just join the herd?
Because that's their goals. That's what they want. They don't really want you to think. If you start thinking, that doesn't exactly go. Doesn't meet their goals. Like, no, we're talking about.
But what are their goals though? Have they lost themselves? Is their goal, say for Facebook, is their goal to really connect everyone and to make them be more sociable, or is it to make money? What one is it?
I don't know. Let me talk to Zuckerberg.
Yeah, safe.
I'll get back to you. Like, it's probably both. I'm not gonna say like there's no financial ulterior motives. Like how much. I don't even want to think about how much he fucking his worth, because it's a lot of money. But maybe when he was just starting off, he was like, yo, imagine talking to someone from around the world or something like that, you know? So maybe it began as a way to connect people, so it began with like good intentions.
You know,
obviously we're just speculating here, obviously, but when you look at the results, the consequences of, you know, their creation, some people are using it for the wrong reasons, but they're not really using it properly.
I heard this, I read it somewhere, but do you believe, would you agree, like it's the sexual sort of desire? Because I remember reading somewhere like Bill Gates and some of these like guys getting together around the first computer, and what they was thinking to themselves was, yo lads, we can actually text some women on this, you know what I mean? So they could like text some girls and that. So do you think it's the sexual transmutation, that sort of energy, that creates more of this?
More of this, as in...
Oi. And because like women are more suggestible in general, and they fall in love with what they see. I'm not judging them, but...
Wait, I thought you said they fall in love with what they hear.
No, yeah, they fall in love with what they hear, but remember, there's feminine and male aspects of both man and woman. So the male part would fall in love with what he sees of that woman. Fuck me. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not just the whole generalized. It's like...
Yeah, I get you.
All right.
I think it's because, like, I'm only going to speak for the men, or the masculine part of it.
Yeah.
I think it's because we want to fuck the world as well.
Elaborate that. What?
We want to fuck the world as well.
Go on. What you mean?
Like...
I like that though.
Say, for example...
I don't even know what you mean.
You're right. Like the sexual energy sometimes can be like used as a power source for creative...
Yeah, power or destruction. Oh, wait, jeez.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so go on.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, you know this. What's his name? What was his face? Nikola Tesla or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's some other people as well who sort of like they channel this lustful energy and then they put it into something else, and then something new comes out of that. So they make something. So they use that as a power source to make something.
Yeah.
But which doesn't mean exactly that you should only do that. Because for some men as well, it's like, some men actually do it for women. You know what I mean? Not as in they make the woman their purpose, but they do it
just solely for women.
Not just solely for women. They have their purpose, yeah?
Yeah.
And let's say women is, say, a motivating factor.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of motivating factors. There's money, financial stability, there's, there's that feeling you get when you finish something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what feeling is that? If you could put that on there.
It's sort of like relief.
Yeah. But what would you call it as a long-term feeling? Is it if you was harnessing something? If you could harness that feeling, what would it be? And then what would the pursuit of that be? The will to power?
The will to power? Shit, it's hard to label. It's hard to label, but it's something that you feel. It's like you know pornography when you see pornography.
No,
you know what I mean?
Never in my life.
Oh, you don't know pornography when you see pornography?
Never in my whole life and my past lives.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Lying to us.
What you say?
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah.
You still want me to label it?
Yeah, go on. When you see pornography, Tawonga, tell me all about it.
Oh, you know, when you see pornography, you know, she's like, you know, twerking before they begin it.
Is she? Alright, wait, stop. Pause. Like, where are we going with this?
What the fuck? You just want to see some big
Bro, where are we going with this?
You wanted this, man. You asked.
What the fuck? What is going on? Oh.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know, you know. I actually don't know. I just feel like a relief. Because, like, you always have this itch to make, like, you know, before you draw something.
Yeah.
You have, like, this exciting feeling, but also, like this itch you want to scratch. And, like, as you go through the process of just drawing and putting it from your mind onto a piece of paper, it's just...
And what's, like, the itch? Isn't the itch, like, doing the drawing itself?
It's probably a need to create something. You know what the itch is? I think the itch is the purgatory between, you know, heaven and earth. I'll use that analogy because heaven can be found on earth. So heaven is like the denizen of like all these ideas, and then the ladder, that's the itch. As you come down the ladder, it's called the ladder purgatory, isn't it?
What's purgatory mean?
I don't know. It's the bridge that connects earth to heaven.
Okay.
Or if you want to go with the Catholic definition, it's like, you know, the place you can go if you just, you know, give us the money.
Yeah.
Then you won't go to hell.
Yeah,
you go to purgatory, though.
Martin Luther.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that itch is like the transition from...
Yes.
It's the space between like the idea, like you imagining the idea and you actually in that idea into life.
It's a collaboration. It's the dance with the divine.
Yes. Yes.
That's creation. Tapping into that.
Yeah, not everyone is able to do that though. Like, not everyone can do that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I think some people are just...
No, fuck that. Tawonga, you're doing it again, man. Stop it, bro. You keep bringing that voice back in.
What happened?
You know that... Remember that book?
Oh, that voice.
That book.
The fixed mindset and then the growth mindset.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm saying, like, people can be taught to be creative.
Yeah.
But not everyone. I think some people just find it easier to access it.
No, they don't. They don't. They make it look easy.
They make it look easy.
Yes. They make it look easy,
yeah,
but it's not.
When you do it, it's easy. When you do it, it gets easier.
Of course.
I mean, I'm not saying it's easy being talented, but, you know, I'm just saying it gets easier because it's like a muscle. You can train it.
Yeah, that's the one. But the fixed mindset would say, no, I can't do it. Or not everyone can be a genius.
Not everyone can be a genius, though.
Yeah, they can.
We can't all be Einstein.
No, Einstein is Einstein, Tawonga is Tawonga, Billy is Billy, Jack is Jack. We're all our own authentic Einsteins, but we just need to find our own meaning in life and how to tap into that. And we can tap into it by listening to more books and really like seeing the patterns, watching people's autobiographies and all that sort of stuff, and seeing, because they all leave gems, you know, they all leave gems of how to do it, but enough people aren't thinking. You know why? Because they're already trapped in that fixed mindset, believing that they can't. Or when someone believes deep down unconsciously that they can't do it, they say that outside of themselves, that others can't do it also, because then that feeds an excuse to their own fixed mindset to help that party's argument.
Yeah, also like don't make it harder for yourself. Like if you're not reading, then you're already failing. Like what are you doing? You're not reading. You should be reading like crazy. Like you just said, like these guys leave gemstones in these the things they write. It's like
No,
they've spent yeah. Huh?
I don't think they. Anyway, I don't think they should be reading like crazy.
No, I'm not even talking about reading like crazy. You don't have to read like.
It's just little steps
Let's say like okay, at least read
for
a book
for 1 minute.
a week or what do you say for 1 minute?
Yeah, for 1 minute. It's not the mountain; it's the pebble in the shoe that stops us. But we see it as a mountain.
Yeah, if you're the type of person who falls asleep as soon as you open the first page of the book, first thing you should do is just put the book in front of you. So, small step, yeah. And I think like, ideally, you should get to a point where you're going through like at least one book a week. I mean, people are busy, but for me, and obviously this is biased by my experience because I'm a student, so I'm supposed to be reading, of course. But yeah, I think it's really important to read though.
Remember, if you can't read, you can also listen to audiobooks. The fixed mindset will automatically say, but I'm dyslexic, but I can't read, but I'll never be smart enough to do. Don't listen to that bullshit. Fuck that inner critic. Put it in its place. Be like, yeah, you're my bitch. And you do that by not listening to it. And you just do it alright. Be in that playground, yeah, and play the person you wish to become. And eventually you'll be that person. You'll carry on being that person. But if you don't feel like you have that motivation to read that certain book, then it's the wrong book. No education is education without it of being of the heart. So if your heart is really in it, then you're going to enjoy listening and reading it. You just need to find another book if it ain't like that.
And that's with most things. If you want to pursue other things as well.
Yeah.
Like if your heart's not in the work you're doing, there's no meaning in it.
Just
no point in doing it.
But just do it. Just carry on doing it and doing it and
You
doing
gotta
it.
have heart.
And don't listen to all these like cynical sort of I can't do it mentality people outside you. They don't know your goals, they don't know your dreams, they don't know your vision, they don't believe in themselves. That's why they say you can't do it. But don't listen to them, don't even talk to them about it. Just act, just do it. You don't need to prove it to anyone.
Here's a strong man argument. Someone comes up to you and says, Billy, I have a dream to jump from that building to the next.
Yeah.
Now this person isn't like a fucking jumper or whatever. You can't just be like, yeah, do it, man. Don't listen to the critics or or whatever. Yeah.
I'll be like, what's your plan? How are you gonna do it?
All right, you seen Spider-Man? Where he's like jumping up buildings and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man's gonna buy him some Jordans, some Air Jordans, so I can catch a drift or something, and then take a few steps back, measure the distance, and just go for it. Like R. Kelly said, that I actually believe I can fly. You know what I mean?
Sometimes people are going to argue just for the sake of arguing, and they'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what.
Don't even pay attention to that bullshit. Just carry on doing your thing and watch your vision and know your vision.
But also be realistic. I think there's like a negative view towards being realistic.
Well, good night. That's time, guys. Yeah, okay, that's time. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, because that's the only way I get my self-esteem. Peace out.